What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another Chaos Zero Nightmare video. And today we are going to be talking about the Forbidden Catalysts seasonal shop, the supply shop, and what you guys should be focusing on and prioritizing to buy from basically the first and also the second supply. Now the third supply will open later, but I'm making this video now because I think we're at a point where a lot of people aren't really playing as much as before. Some of you guys might still be grinding out there, but I think a lot of people are kind of taking it easy now, not to get burnt out. And I'm also one of those people, right? You don't have to do everything in the game every single day, every single week. You can play completely at your own pace. There is no rush. The game is not going anywhere. And basically, you can just, do what you can and just get the rewards that you can. So that being said, you're not going to be able to buy everything in the shop regardless if you do everything every single day. So because of this, what do you actually want to prioritize from the supply store? So it's going to mostly come down to your account needs, but there's some stuff that is just worth way more in this game than other stuff. And if you guys are newer to the game, you probably don't know, but if you guys even have been playing for a while, it might not be apparent until you actually start grinding for like memory fragments and upgrading your characters and stuff like that. So I just wanted to highlight the best options to prioritize first for both the first and second supply. So the first thing I want to talk about is the summons. You have the Raid Up banner summons in the blue ones, then you have the orange ones, which is going to be used for the regular banner. I think these two are going to be extremely high priority. Now, the reason why I say this is because even though you might be thinking we get a ton of summons when you start playing the game, it's only true because of the release rewards, right? Now that we're in week 7, week 8 of the game's launch, I guess a better way to say it is like month 2 almost, the summon resources have definitely dried up. I think a lot of people are experiencing it. So at this point, you want to make sure you are buying all of the summons whenever you see them, right? And that's a good thing because summons are the most fun thing to buy, right? So because of that, you definitely want to prioritize these no matter what. Now, after that, there's going to be this over here, the multi-dimensional alignment material. You 100% want to buy this as well because this allows you to actually choose the main stat when you're crafting. So if I go to any of my characters here, if I go to memory fragments, right, and I go to craft, for example, I think I go to manage and then I go to craft here, you're going to see if I try to craft a piece, you can actually choose the main stat for the right side pieces instead of having to deal with RNG, and it will use this multi-dimensional alignment fragment. So because of this, you want to buy it because this is how you actually target those pieces on the right side, and it will cut down your grind and save you a ton of energy in the long run. So you definitely want to make sure you buy this. Also, it's available from the policy shop, no shop, so you want to buy that there as well. But in the supply shop, you 100% want to buy this one. Now, the next thing you want to buy is the core of memories. This is insanely important as well because this is how you upgrade your memory fragments, your gear, from +3 to +4 to +5. 1, 2, and 3, getting them to level 3 is very easy because you don't need the core of memories. All you actually need is the other one, the particles of memory. And this is very easy to get, right? You just disassemble your gear and you get these. The core of memories are a lot harder to get. And I don't know why it's so hard to get these in the game right now. I really hope they change it because upgrading from +3 to +5 is super expensive. So hopefully they do change it because when you're chasing substats on memory fragments, right, you still have to use these cores of memories, right? And if you don't get the piece that you want or even the stats, well, you wasted your core memory. So that's why you want a lot of these. You're going to waste a lot. So those are going to be very important. Now, after that, the next priority is going to be the potential materials. So the undetermined ego crystal and also the shards of condemnation. Now, initially, I think people thought these were super high priority. The thing is, however, like upgrading your potentials takes so much time regardless because you're not really gated by these materials. In fact, you can see I have a lot saved up and I've even skipped Judas like 1 or 2 weeks. The thing that gates you is these stones. And these are going to be insanely hard to farm because it costs so much energy. Now, you might be thinking, oh, why don't I buy these? These are limited to the element or the affinity that your character is. So if you are trying to build an ordered character, yes, you do want to buy these, but the only real order characters you're going to build right now are like, what, Hugo, Yuki, and Luke. So it's only 3 out of like 15 characters you can use, probably even 20 characters you can use in the season to maximum effect. So because of that, right, you don't really need to prioritize it. But I will say, if you are going to build those characters, then yeah, this is going to be definitely more worth it than the potential materials. And the potential materials, right, you can buy after the potential stones. So basically, to summarize, I know I just kind of made it a little bit confusing. Summons, top priority. Then you want to buy the multi-alignment material. Then you want to buy the core of memories. And then after that, you go either for the potential stones or these potential materials here. Everything after is going to just be a bonus. Yeah, pretty much it. But the EXP for your combatants and your partners are good. And also for raising the promotions of your characters, also good as well. But this is also going to be limited to a specific class, which is going to be for strikers. So you have to keep that in mind. So that is for the first supply. For the second supply, it's going to be pretty much the same thing. The only thing that's different is going to be the element is different for the stones. So if you're building void characters, then yes, this is going to be similar to the first supply, where it is a little bit higher priority than the, what's it called? These materials, the potential materials for like the higher up potentials, right? However, there is something that you want to buy 100% no matter what, and that is going to be this Omega code. This gives you a free dupe for characters. Basically, you know, whatever character you want, you can give them a manifest ego level. Whichever one you decide to choose, it really depends on what you have on your account. But, you know, a lot of characters benefit from this. Some don't benefit as much as others. For example, like Mei Lin doesn't really get too much out of her manifest egos compared to other characters because she is just so strong, even at E0, which is a very good thing. But things such as like Chizuru, right? She gets very strong at like E2, right? Or something like a Haru also gets very strong at E2. Luke gets very strong at E2. So Omega code, definitely a top priority. Even if you don't know what to use it on, you can just save it, right? And use it later on for a future character even, I assume. So yeah, that is pretty much it for today's video, guys. Just wanted to make this video because some people are asking me what to actually buy from the shop, because you can't actually buy everything regardless. And I know a lot of people are actually getting burnt out and not really doing the weeklies as much as they probably should to max it out, which is okay, right? Everyone plays their own way and at their own pace. I'm also guilty of that. I haven't actually finished my weeklies for the past 2 weeks, even though I got to maybe like 6,000, 7,000. But, you know, you do get a lot of the currency from doing it, but it's still not enough to buy out the shop, so you don't have to worry too much. But like I said, just play at your own pace. Game's not going anywhere. You know, just buy the top priority items. The ones after that don't really matter too much. But for now, you know, it is what it is. Hopefully the devs do implement some changes to make it a little bit easier for us. Maybe allow us to farm this weekly progress in Zero System, and that'd be pretty cool. But let me know down below what you guys think so far about the game. Once again, thank you for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.